If you are over the age of 50, dealing with prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, and the very first thing you do when your feet hit the floor in the morning is pour yourself a hot cup of coffee, you need to listen to me very carefully. You have likely been told that black coffee is perfectly fine for your blood sugar. It has 0 calories, 0 carbohydrates, and 0 sugar. So logically, it should not affect your glucose levels at all, right? This is one of the most dangerous medical myths circulating today, and it is actively destroying the metabolic health of millions of older adults. I am a doctor who specializes in metabolic aging, and I can tell you with absolute certainty that while coffee itself is not the enemy, the specific time you are choosing to drink it is creating a biological disaster inside your bloodstream. Drinking coffee immediately after waking up is essentially pouring gasoline on a hidden metabolic fire, causing massive, unexplained blood sugar spikes that leave you exhausted, craving sweets, and accelerating damage to your kidneys and blood vessels. But do not worry, I am absolutely not going to tell you to give up your morning coffee. I love my morning coffee just as much as you do. Instead, today, I am going to reveal the fascinating hidden chemistry of your morning hormones, and I will give you a simple, cost-free adjustment to your morning routine. This one tiny shift in timing will allow you to enjoy every single drop of your coffee, while actually turning it into a tool that helps stabilize your blood sugar for the rest of the day. Let me share the story of a patient of mine named James. James is 64 years old, a retired contractor and a man of strict routine. A year ago, James was diagnosed with borderline type 2 diabetes. He took this diagnosis very seriously. He completely cut out donuts, pastries, and sugary breakfast cereals. Every single morning, he would wake up at 6 o'clock, walk straight to the kitchen, and brew a large pot of dark roast coffee. He drank it completely black, no milk, no sugar, no artificial sweeteners. He would sip his coffee, read the morning paper, and wait until 9 o'clock to eat a very healthy breakfast of scrambled eggs and spinach. He thought he was doing everything perfectly. But when James started wearing a continuous glucose monitor to track his blood sugar, the results were absolutely terrifying. Despite eating no food whatsoever, his blood sugar would skyrocket to dangerous levels by 8 in the morning. It would stay elevated for hours, finally crashing just before lunch, leaving him feeling shaky, irritable, and completely drained of energy. James was incredibly frustrated. He brought his monitor data into my clinic and asked me, "Doc, how is my blood sugar spiking when I haven't eaten a single gram of sugar or carbohydrate?" The answer was hiding right there in his favorite black mug. To understand why James's blood sugar was exploding, we need to dive into the incredible, yet highly sensitive, hormonal alarm clock built into your brain. When you are asleep, your body is fasting. Your blood sugar naturally drops. About an hour before you naturally wake up, your body needs a way to give you the energy to open your eyes and start moving. To do this, your adrenal glands, which sit right on top of your kidneys, release a massive surge of a hormone called cortisol. You probably know cortisol as the stress hormone, but in the morning, it acts as your body's natural jumpstart. Cortisol travels to your liver and commands it to dump its emergency stores of glucose directly into your bloodstream. This is a completely natural process known as the dawn phenomenon. Your body is literally giving you a shot of sugar to wake you up. Now, in a young, metabolically flexible person, the pancreas immediately releases a little bit of insulin to push that morning sugar into the muscles to be used as energy. But if you are over 50 and dealing with insulin resistance, your cells are locked. The insulin cannot get the sugar into the muscles, so that morning burst of glucose just sits there, trapped in your blood. This is why your blood sugar is often naturally higher in the morning, even before you eat. Now, let us introduce coffee into this delicate morning chemistry. Caffeine is a powerful central nervous system stimulant. When you drink coffee on an empty stomach immediately upon waking, right when your natural cortisol levels are at their absolute peak, the caffeine violently triggers your adrenal glands all over again. It commands them to pump out even more cortisol. This creates a massive, unnatural stress response inside your body. Your body literally thinks it is under attack, so the liver panics and dumps an even larger secondary wave of glucose into your bloodstream. You have now created a massive blood sugar spike without consuming a single calorie. But the damage does not stop there. The massive spike in cortisol also severely blocks your body's ability to use insulin for the next several hours. You are rendering yourself temporarily more diabetic. When James drank his black coffee at 6 in the morning, he was essentially throwing a chemical hand grenade into his already peaking cortisol levels, forcing his liver to flood his system with sugar that his insulin-resistant cells could not process. Before I tell you exactly how to fix this and reveal the specific time you should actually be drinking your coffee, I want to take a brief moment. If you are finding this explanation helpful and you are starting to see how your daily habits interact with your biology, please hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. My mission is to give you the deep, scientific truth about your body that standard 10-minute doctor visits never have the time to uncover. By subscribing, you help us grow this community, and you ensure that you never miss these critical, life-saving strategies for healthy aging. So how do we solve this? Do you have to throw your coffee maker in the trash? Absolutely not. The solution is entirely about timing and preparation. I taught James a protocol I call the 90-minute buffer and prime. It is a two-step rule that completely neutralizes the cortisol spike and protects your blood vessels, while still giving you that beautiful morning caffeine buzz. Step 1 is the 90-minute buffer. You must never drink coffee within the first hour and a half of waking up. When you open your eyes, your cortisol is at its peak. You need to give your body time to naturally lower that stress hormone and clear the initial glucose dump from the dawn phenomenon. If you wake up at 6 in the morning, your coffee maker should not be turned on until 7:30 at the earliest. During this first 90 minutes, your body is severely dehydrated from breathing and sweating through the night. Instead of coffee, you must immediately drink 1 large glass of warm or room temperature water. This hydrates your cells, dilutes the blood, and gently flushes the kidneys without triggering a stress response. Step 2 is the prime. You should never drink caffeine on an empty fasting stomach if you have blood sugar issues. You need to prime your digestive system to absorb the caffeine slowly. You do this by eating a breakfast rich in high-quality protein and healthy fats before or alongside your first cup of coffee. When James came back for his follow-up, his routine looked completely different. He woke up at 6, drank a large glass of water, and took a short walk. At 7:30, he cooked his eggs and spinach. And then, at 8 o'clock, with food in his stomach and his cortisol naturally dropping, he finally enjoyed his large cup of black coffee. The results on his glucose monitor were flawless. Because he waited for his natural cortisol to recede, the caffeine did not trigger a panic response in his liver. The protein and fat from the eggs created a physical buffer in his stomach, slowing down the absorption of the caffeine into his bloodstream. He got the mental clarity and energy from the coffee, but his blood sugar line remained completely flat and stable all morning long. He no longer experienced the mid-morning crash, his energy levels soared, and his overall diabetes management improved dramatically. Your actionable plan for tomorrow morning is incredibly simple. When you wake up, bypass the coffee machine. Drink your water first. Give your body at least 90 minutes to find its natural hormonal balance. And when you do finally pour that cup of coffee, make sure it is accompanied by a solid source of protein like eggs, Greek yogurt, or a handful of almonds. By simply respecting your body's biological clock, you can turn a harmful habit into a safe, enjoyable part of your daily routine. Now, I mentioned eggs as the perfect protein to pair with your delayed morning coffee. But if you have high blood sugar or diabetes, you have probably been warned that eggs are bad for your cholesterol and your heart. This is another massive medical misunderstanding. Click on the video appearing on your screen right now, where I explain exactly how to eat eggs correctly to actually reverse insulin resistance, and why throwing away the yolk is the biggest mistake you can make after age 60. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. Remember, small strategic changes to your daily habits are the absolute best medicine you will ever find. Please take exceptional care of your body, because you truly deserve to live your later years with vibrant energy and health. As always, while I am a doctor, I am not your personal physician. Please discuss any dietary or lifestyle changes with your own healthcare provider to ensure they are right for your specific needs. Stay healthy, stay informed, and I will see you in the next video.